Hey there, Soulshine, it's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. I'm not doing a live today because I'm not home, and I don't want to deal with the constant battle of not having the, connection. So I'm here. So here's what we do with my family. We visit like 9 cemeteries. Sorry, on my finger. We visit 9 cemeteries for Memorial Weekend. Some of them are just remembering ancestors, and some of them are remembering ancestors who have actually been in the military. I have a feeling one day I'll probably add another one. I have no clue where my dad's gonna end up being buried. I know it's kind of crazy. We drop off these. Let me grab this one since I'm going to be picking it up anyway. These are artificial flowers that we drop off here, and we bring them down and then we pick them up. And considering we go to so many, it's something. It would cost us a lot of money if we bought a bunch. We'd have to have a really huge garden to grow a bunch. When I was a little girl, that's what we did do, is grow them. So anyway, I think this is getting kind of dark, but so we had, like, right here, this right here, I don't know if you can see it. I can get that in there. This is, let's see, how many greats would he be? He's my great-great-grandfather, I think. His wife is here, and typical of Utah Mormon, my ancestry, actually this person right here, you can see it, this is his other wife, but we actually put flowers on his. Polygamy is no longer a thing practiced in our church. It's not, people that practice polygamy are not a part of our church. I think it's a really interesting concept, pretty far out there, and that's one thing that I've, outside of Utah, it's been one of my big things to correct people on, is I think that we still do polygamy and stuff, but we don't. We stopped that when laws were made late 1800s, so some people broke off and chose to do it. So anyway, Jemima, she had 4 children, and let's see, William is buried right there, and he was about 11 months old when he died. James is there, and he would have been like 10 or 11, maybe 12. No, he wasn't 12. I think he was 11 when he died. Jemima was their only girl, and she was like 9 when she died. And then David was another son, and he was like 12 when he died. So these were the only children that Jemima had, and they're all right here. So we put flowers on hers because she has nobody to remember her. So that's just really random information for you guys. But I'm thinking about gifts that we get. My friends' family, they have what could be considered curses. They all have some sort of ADD, and they have a chromosome variance that they have, and there's some Asperger's going on in their family. They have all these things that can be like a curse, but they also have incredible gifts that come with it. And so that's what I was kind of thinking about, is the gifts that we get from our DNA, from our ancestors. My ancestry is full of visionaries, full of people who knew things and had that gift. There's healers in my ancestry as far back as at least Ireland, on one line. I am sure there were some in England too, but I know for sure there was a healer in my Irish ancestry. And I have Native American ancestry, so I probably had a healer there. It's kind of fun to think about the gifts that our ancestors gave us, and I think that hanging out at a cemetery as I'm visiting people. One of the people where my mom's at right now, we have a whole cluster of people over there. One of the people buried there is my sister. She died 2 years before I was born. She was only like 5 weeks old when she passed away. So I've never known her. That was interesting, growing up with that energy in my environment. But over by my mom is my grandfather, who was an amazing spiritual man. Like, he just was an incredible example of how to live. And his wife, my grandmother, her grandfather had visions, and there's a mine here in Utah called the Dream Mine, and it's because of the visions that he had that he discovered the mine, and he had some incredible experiences with it. And this is my ancestry. A lot of my cousins, almost all of my cousins, have seen spirits. I've only seen light. I have a light and darkness. I do not see other things energetically. I see light and I see darkness. I can tell who has a lot of light and who does not. When my aunt died, there was this just area that was just very bright. And my former husband at the time could see spirits, and he's like, well, that's your aunt there. And I can see areas of darkness, and I know there's dark spirits, and I can see in my mind's eye, I can have conversations with these lightness and darkness, but I don't do that a lot. It's not my favorite thing to do. But thinking about some of the gifts that we have, musical gifts, like huge musical gifts, how grateful I am to my ancestry for the music gifts, the art gifts. Like my Smith ancestry, there's definitely a lot of music. My Cook ancestry, there is art. My Dutch ancestor, he was an incredible artist, and he came to the United States in his lifetime in the early 1900s. So it's really just interesting, and I'm just curious, you know, what kind of gifts come from your family? You don't have to share with me, but think about it. Think about what kind of spiritual and talents and things like that. I mean, like, are you a mathematician? Did you get that from your parents? Are you an incredible storyteller? Did you get that from your ancestors? Are you a healer? Do you have healers in your ancestry? I have an ancestor, or probably multiple ones, but I know for positive, an ancestor that was burnt at the stake in Salem, Massachusetts. So what an interesting heritage I have, huh? I've got pioneers, I've got pilgrims, I've got people who came over in the early 1900s, I've got people who've been here forever, French Huguenots, I've got Irish ancestry, I have British ancestry, I have Dutch ancestry, Swiss, there's some Swedish ancestry, there's some German ancestry, Native American ancestry. It's pretty cool to think about and think about what comes from them. So hopefully this was a fun video for you, a little different than sometimes I talk about. And remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. I have some flowers. I will see you guys tomorrow. I should be live tomorrow because I'll be at home before church. So have a great and amazing day, and give thanks to your ancestry. Thank them for the gifts. And oh, I saw A Wrinkle in Time last night, so thank them also for the faults that they gave you. If you haven't seen A Wrinkle in Time, I say go watch it, but don't expect it to be like the book, and don't expect it to be like the old movie. Treat it as its own piece of art, and it's incredible. The messages are incredible in there, and I'll probably talk about them again because I loved it so much. So there you have it. Remember to let your soul shine bright, big, live, beautiful, be you, and I'll see you tomorrow.